Thinking about buying a new Xiaomi phone in 2026, but confused which one is actually worth it? Today we're breaking down the latest 5 Xiaomi, Redmi, and Poco smartphones, and I'll show you which ones are actually worth your money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which Xiaomi phone is perfect for you. So let's get started.
Number 1. Xiaomi Redmi Note 15. Let's start with the Redmi Note 15, the most balanced phone in this lineup. First, the display is actually very nice for the price. You get a big 6.77-inch AMOLED panel with a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. Colors look vibrant, scrolling feels fluid, and brightness is strong enough for outdoor use. Now performance. This phone runs on the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. It's not made for heavy gamers, but for daily use, it feels smooth. Social media, YouTube, multitasking, no issues. You also get RAM options from 6GB up to 12GB, so if you pick the higher variant, performance feels even more stable over time. Camera is surprisingly good here. You get a 108-megapixel main camera with OIS, so photos come out sharp in daylight. Night shots are decent, not flagship level, but still very usable. The 20-megapixel selfie camera is good for Reels, TikTok, and video calls. Battery life is another strong point. A 5,520 mAh battery easily lasts a full day, even with heavy usage. Charging is 45 watts, not the fastest, but still quick enough for daily life. Storage goes up to 512GB. And yes, you still get a micro SD card slot, which many phones don't offer anymore. Price sits around $300, which makes this a very safe all-rounder, perfect for students or anyone who just wants a reliable daily phone. Now this was the base model, but the next phone takes things a step higher. Let's talk about the Pro version.
Number 2. Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro. Now let's talk about the Redmi Note 15 Pro, and this is where things start getting serious. First, the display gets better. You're looking at a 6.7-inch AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate, but this time it's sharper and brighter. Colors feel richer, blacks look deeper, and overall, it just feels more premium when you're watching videos or scrolling. Performance also takes a step up. This one runs on the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, which is clearly more powerful than the regular model. Daily use feels super smooth, and gaming is much better here. Games like PUBG and Call of Duty can run on higher graphics with stable performance. RAM options go from 8GB up to 12GB, so multitasking is not a problem at all. Now camera, this is a big upgrade. You get a 200-megapixel main camera with OIS. Daylight shots look very detailed, and low-light performance is noticeably better than the base version. Portraits come out sharp, and video stabilization is more stable. The selfie camera is also improved, making it great for content creators. Battery stays strong with around 5,100 milliamps, but charging is faster, 67-watt wired charging, which means you can go from low to almost full in under an hour. Storage options go up to 512GB, so space won't be an issue. Price is expected around $380 to $400, which makes it a strong mid-range option. So if the regular version felt safe, this one feels powerful. But wait, the next model pushes performance even further. Now let's move to number 3.
Number 3. Xiaomi Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. Now this is where things get exciting. The Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is built for people who want near flagship power without paying full flagship price. First, the display. You get a beautiful 6.7-inch curved AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate. It feels premium the moment you turn it on. Colors are rich, blacks are deep, and brightness is strong enough for outdoor use. Watching Netflix or scrolling Instagram just feels smooth and clean. Performance is a big jump here. It runs on the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3, which is stronger and more optimized. Daily tasks feel instant, no lag, no delay. And when it comes to gaming, this phone handles PUBG, Call of Duty, and even heavier titles on high settings without struggling. RAM options go up to 12GB, so multitasking is very stable. Now let's talk camera, because this is a highlight. You get 200-megapixel main camera with OIS. Daylight shots are sharp and detailed, night photos are brighter and more controlled. Portrait shots look clean, and video recording is more stable compared to the lower models. The selfie camera also delivers crisp results for content creators. Battery's solid at around 5,000 milliamp hours, but the real star is charging. You get 120-watt fast charging. That means you can go from almost zero to full in around 20 minutes. That's crazy fast. Storage goes up to 512GB, so space won't be an issue. Expected price is around $450 to $480, which makes it a serious mid-premium competitor. So now we've moved from balanced to powerful to almost flagship level, but the next phone shifts focus completely, and it's made for pure performance lovers. Now let's talk about number 4. Number 4. Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Now this is a true flagship monster. The Xiaomi 17 Ultra is not just an upgrade, it's on a completely different level. Let's start with the display. You get a massive 6.9-inch LTPO AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate. Peak brightness goes up to 3500 nits, which is insanely bright. Colors look unreal, blacks are deep, and Dolby Vision support makes movies look cinematic. This feels like a premium device the moment you hold it. Now, performance, this phone runs on the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 built on 3nm technology. It's extremely powerful. In Antutu, it scores over 3.8 million, which is crazy. Gaming is effortless here. You can run heavy games at max settings without frame drops. With 12GB or 16GB of RAM and super fast UFS 4.1 storage, everything feels instant. Camera is where this phone becomes special. You get a triple setup with a 50-megapixel 1-inch main sensor, a 200-megapixel periscope zoom with continuous optical zoom, and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. This version is also known as the Leica edition, and it even has a mechanical zoom ring. Photos look professional. Zoom quality is insane. Video recording goes up to 8K with Dolby Vision support. Even the selfie camera is 50 megapixels with 4K video. Battery is huge, 6800 milliamp hours. It easily lasts more than a full day. Charging is 90-watt wired and 50-watt wireless, so it fills up very fast. You also get IP68 and IP69 protection, satellite communication, ultrasonic fingerprints, Wi-Fi 7, and premium build quality. Price is around 850 euros. Expensive, yes, but this is a true ultra flagship. So now we've entered serious flagship territory, but the next phone takes a different direction. Powerful, yes, but more focused on performance value. Now let's move to number 5.
Number 5. Xiaomi Poco M8. Now, this one is for people who want strong features without paying flagship money. The Poco M8 is a proper value-focused 5G phone, but it still feels premium in many ways. First, the display. You get a big 6.77-inch AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. The brightness goes insanely high, up to 3200 nits peak, so outdoor visibility is excellent. Colors look vibrant, scrolling feels smooth, and HDR support makes videos look sharp and punchy. Now, performance. It runs on the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 built on 4nm. For daily use, it feels smooth and reliable. Social media, YouTube, multitasking, no problem. Gaming is decent too. You can play PUBG and similar games on medium to high settings without major frame drops. And Antutu score is around 630,000, which is solid for this price. RAM options include 6GB and 8GB with storage going all the way up to 512GB. And yes, you still get a micro SD card slot. Camera setup includes a 50-megapixel main sensor. Daylight photos look clean and detailed. 4K video recording at 30 FPS is supported, which is great at this price. The 20-megapixel selfie camera is sharp enough for social media and video calls. Battery is 5520 milliamp hours, easily lasting a full day. Charging is 45-watt wired plus 18-watt reverse charging, which means you can even charge other devices. You also get IP66 protection, stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, under-display fingerprint, and even an IR blaster. Price starts around $289, or even lower in some regions, making it a strong mid-range choice. So, after a heavy ultra flagship, this feels like smart value. But the next phone changes the game again, especially in the Note series. Now, let's move to number 6.